Told you, John. I'm gonna be fine.
So what do you guys think it means to be a good citizen?
Obey the law.
Okay, obey the laws, that's good. Jake?
To say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning,
Okay. Why do you think that?
because it's saying that you're loyal to this country.
Okay. That's great. Reagan?
Helping your neighbors.
Good. Helping neighbors?
Not breaking the law.
Not breaking the law? Good. What do you think, Spencer?
By voting.
Voting, that's a good one. That's right. Why is voting exercising good citizenship? Come in, Jordan. Yeah, take a seat.
Voting is saying because it shows that you are taking part in the country's endeavors.
Yeah, you're taking an active role, right? If you don't vote, you can't complain. Okay. Okay. Good. Those are all exactly the right answers. What do you think about being nice to others? Is that good citizenship? Okay. How about classmates? Being good to your classmates. Okay. Does citizenship just mean in the country, or does it mean like in your school, in your
Everywhere.
right, in your neighborhood? Being good citizens everywhere. Great. So what are some things that we can do to show that we're good citizens? I mean, they got what it means to be a good citizen, right? What are some things that we can do to show that we're a good citizen?
Like a flag in our lawn.
I'm sorry, Mason,
We
say?
could maybe put like a flag like in our front yard or like. just
Okay,
things
yeah, show a little
like
patriotism.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to show it. Okay. How about you, Jordan? Anything?
Like helping everyone that you see that's needing help, or something like that.
Okay, like helping your neighbors. Okay. Jared?
Recycle.
Yes. Sure. Take good care of your resources. I like that. Okay. Those are all good. Those are all good. Okay, so I passed out a worksheet. We're gonna do this worksheet kind of together. Okay, so I have you in groups 2. And you'll work with your partner. And we're gonna go through and fill out this worksheet. So who knows what the Constitution of the United States is? Spencer?
It's a document that we keep in Washington, D.C., and it represents our country and the original 10 laws or
Okay, yeah, the Bill of Rights, right?
the rules.
Right, so we have a Constitution and we have a Bill of Rights, and then we have some amendments to the Constitution. So, what we're going to do first is, let's read the preamble. Who knows what the preamble is?
It's the like we people in order to go.
Right, okay, that's exactly right. That's the preamble, or the premise of why we need a new Constitution, right?
Yeah.
So, why don't we have this table start, and then I'll stop you as we go, okay?
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union,
Okay.
establish.
Okay, so why, okay, so in the preamble, you know, it tells us why we're doing this, right? Why are we creating a new Constitution?
Because we didn't.
Or, basically.
Because we didn't have our own like rules at the time. We were being ruled by Britain, and they were kind of like they were taxing us more than they should just because that we were in our home.
Right, so it's important that, okay, you bring up a very good point, Mason. So, when was the Constitution written, and when was what do I want to say? When was this country formed, I guess? You know, or what led to the establishment of the Constitution? Maybe that's a better question.
The Civil War.
Not the Civil War, you're close.
Revolutionary.
The Revolutionary War, okay. So in 1776,
The war of 1819.
right? So in 1776, we said, hey, we've had it up to here with being ruled by the British, right? We're being taxed and we have no representation. And so a document called the Declaration of Independence was signed and sent to the King of England declaring our independence. Now the Constitution actually came after that, quite a bit after that, almost 11 or 12 years after that. So getting back to the Constitution now, so we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, right? So what we had before, we didn't feel was good. And as a people, we decided we want something better, right? Okay. So, what's another? So you're going to read several different reasons in the preamble of why we needed to form a new constitution. So, Spencer, you want to continue?
No.
Okay.
Establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote general warfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Perfect. Okay. So one of the things they kind of call that is the 6 functions of government. Okay. So we're looking at the preamble. Can you figure out what the 6 functions of government are?
Yeah.
Reagan?
Establish justice.
Okay. So what's established justice mean?
Military and police force.
Close. Jake?
Like courts and judges.
Right. Laws. Right. Established justice. We have to have a set of laws to govern us by. Okay. What's the next one?
Ensure domestic tranquility.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. What does that mean? Come on in, Drew. Just grab a seat back there. Okay, so what does that mean? Ensure domestic tranquility. Any ideas?
Peace.
Peace. That's it. That's exactly what it means. Okay. Provide for the common defense. Reagan, this is your answer. What does that mean to provide for the common defense?
Like the National Guard and.
Yeah, to have to establish a military, right? To
Yeah.
defend the country.
Promote the general welfare.
So,
Welfare.
yeah, so what does promote the general welfare mean?
Like money.
No.
Like helping out people that can't help themselves.
Okay, sure, taking care of the people, right? To
Yeah.
have a safe and comfortable environment.
Secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and posterity.
Right, so secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves
And our posterity.
and our posterity. So what do you think that means? Secure the blessings of liberty.
That means to be free.
Right, and you're not wrong, Mason. So, yes, it's freedom, right?
Mhm.
Freedom's not easy,
Yes.
but we want, but we want to preserve it for our
Ever.
posterity and for us. So we have this Constitution.
Would the military be part of that, you think?
I think it all plays together. I'm gonna give you this worksheet, Drew. Help you?
Join me too.
Okay. Guys got pens? Okay, so let's talk about, let's look at your worksheets here. So go ahead and in your groups, why don't you go ahead and answer these first two questions.
So here, Jordan.
Should I join it together or something?
Yeah, I was you already that, or you can do it with Jordan.
Yeah, why don't you and Jordan work together?
Or should I write them? All right.
You and Jordan can do it.
It needs to be
Citizenship in the nation means in our nation. Right?
You already got this, right?
I gotta write it down.
You already got it.
What citizenship
So 1 and 2?
These are.
Alright.
Yeah, so just let's do these right here. So,
Needs to be.
what citizenship in the nation means to you and what it takes to be a good citizen.
Explain what citizenship in the nation means.
So you guys can talk together, you guys can work it out together.
Contributes.
Contributes to the nation.
The welfare of our country.
Wouldn't that be what it takes to be a citizen?
Yeah,
It's all hard, right? To help out your nation.
so support your nation, right? Maybe not vote, but we support your nation. Military. What it takes to be a citizen. Maybe the second part of that is what you said, what it takes to be a good citizen.
It takes dedication.
But it's a, you said that, or being in the military, or
I that's one.
being,
Believe, yeah. So where's another national? What are we gonna do?
Another minute, guys. We're gonna go on.
How about, could you support your community? It helps the nation. So you take it all the way down, your family, community, state.
well, eventually, will we have to write down in every box something?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is called work. These badges don't earn themselves. So do you think these are probably these three, probably the toughest badges of all?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, all the other ones are cool, but these three are tough.
How long will it take?
Well, no, personal management is the worst. We haven't done that one yet.
Probably more than one.
I haven't written any.
Personal management is the worst.
That's true.
No, it's
Okay,
not.
everybody got their answers in? Okay. So let's talk about the Constitutional Convention. Anybody know where that was held?
In Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, exactly. Independence Hall, right? Ever watch that movie National Treasure?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that movie.
Lot
I like
of
that movie.
similarities there. Okay. So it was a gathering of distinguished gentlemen from all the different colonies, right? So George Washington, all the Thomas Jefferson. So it began on May 25th, 1787. So when did we declare independence? Remember we talked about this just a minute ago. Right. right? July 4th, right? We celebrate Independence Day every year,
Yep.
July 4th. Okay, so this is a few years after, isn't it? Almost 11 years after. Okay, so George Washington was chosen to be the leader of the convention. And most delegates to the convention had taken part in the Revolutionary War. So they had a really strong vested interest in the development of this Constitution and the country that they fought for, right, for the freedoms. And so, and there was one person who kind of helped draft and guide the Constitution, and that was James Madison. He was from Virginia, and he became known as the father of the Constitution. Okay. Let's see. So, when they were deciding on the Constitution, right, there are some states that had, or some colonies that had more population and some colonies that had fewer populations. So, which states or the colonies, which do you think were more likely to have supported equal representation?
The smaller states.
Yeah, right. They all wanted, so instead of, if you have more people, you get more votes, and fewer people, you get fewer votes, they wanted an equal voice. What do you think the states with the most population wanted?
Unequal.
Yeah, they wanted to be represented by the number of people. Okay, so there were a couple of plans presented. Sound familiar? There are a couple of plans presented, right? And the delegates agreed to get rid of the articles and create a whole new government. And so, because you had the articles of before the Constitution. So, presented the Virginia plan, which was presented by James Madison and delegates from Virginia, proposed a federal government of 3 branches. Any idea?
That's what we have.
That's kind of what we have today, right? I mean, that is what we have. Legislative, judicial, and executive. That's right. So, and a bicameral legislature. What does that mean? That's a kind of a hard word. What does a bicameral legislature mean? It means you have 2 chambers. So you've got a House of Representatives and a Senate. Right? So you have 2 different chambers. Yeah, it's also what we have. That's right. Or a lower house and an upper house, as it was listed here. So the lower house is representatives elected by the people. This is the original. This is James Madison's plan. And an upper house, which would be selected by the lower house. So instead of your senators being elected, let's say it's the representatives and senators we're talking about. Instead of senators being elected by the people, they would be elected by the House of Representatives. And we would vote for the House of Representatives. That's a little different than what we have, right? And the number of representatives would be based on state population, which favored the larger states. And a form of government in which states keep certain powers, but give final authority to a central government, was kind of his overall kind of view of like what a federal government should be. Okay. So the New Jersey plan, which was presented by William Patterson of New Jersey, he wanted 3 branches of government. Legislative would only have 1 house, and every state would have the same number of representatives. And this plan favored smaller states, right? So, any idea where this is going? Can you kind of see the writing on the wall? So they're gonna have a compromise, right? Obviously, everybody can't win. So they're gonna come together, they're gonna work together, they're gonna come up with a compromise. And that compromise sounds a lot like the system we have right now. Right? We have senators that are elected, and they are a set number by the state, equal representation. We have 2 senators per state. And then we have a House of Representatives that is based on population. So the more people you have, the more representatives you have in the House of Representatives. So it's kind of a combination of the 2. And let's see. So there's also a thing called the 3/5 compromise, and we're just going to touch on that real briefly. You know what it is? Okay, Jake, what is it?
3/5 is for every 5 slaves, it would count as 3 votes.
Right. That's right. So you know that made the slave owners happy, right? It's slave states. Okay.
Yeah, I remembered.
I know what it was, I can't remember what the number after 3 was. It's like 3-1.
So you remember when they started? They started in May. So you remember when they started? It was May 1787, and they finished ratifying the Constitution in September 1787. That's a fair amount of work. Took them 4 months. 4 months to get it all together. Okay. And then the Constitution was sent to every state government and was ratified by each state government. And they had to have 9 out of the 13 states ratify it before it could become effective. So for a majority. Let's go through some of this kind of quick. So let's look at your worksheets here. We got a few okay, I want you to fill out the last section on this page, which I want you guys to discuss in your groups the rights, duties, and obligations of a responsible and active American citizen. So what are your rights? Actually, if you turn the page, you're going to see 2 other blocks for duties and obligations. So fill out those 3 rights, duties, and obligations.
So once you've done these guys, you can look up those.
So what are some of the rights? Voting and freedom of speech.
Thanks for doing the distraction.
Hey Drew, when you get Emmett and just because you're on that table.
Voting. Yeah, speech.
You vote
Yes.
and how many do we have?
Oh, you don't have to fill up the whole page. Just put on 3 or 4.
So 3 or 4.
Yes.
Can we do this at home?
Yeah, if we don't get it done, we're going to take it home for homework.
The rest
The
of it?
whole thing?
Can we do this like in like 2 other
Okay.
scouts?
Yeah, we
please?
can. So there's a few things we're going to have to do as a group. Okay?
It's just like visit.
It says choose one. Wait, 2 is calling, right?
Yeah, well, we're still on this one, guys.
So, yeah, one of the things we're gonna do as kind of a group project is we're gonna identify we're gonna identify like not a problem, but an issue that we're concerned about or interested in or want to have a voice. Obamacare, a great issue, okay? And we're gonna write our senator. So we'll write an email letter to a senator or a member of the House of Representatives. So that's what we're gonna do as a project.
Yeah, so you have to do, the nation expects you to do.
Don't let it.
Obey laws. Obey laws.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Mason brought up a good question. Is it you don't know what the word means,
Well,
or
I mean, like.
what is an obligation?
Duties, like, obligation.
Duties are kind of similar to obligations.
What you have to do. That's duties. What you have to do. What they expect you to do.
Obligations.
It's like
So-
chores.
Yeah, okay, think of it, that's a good way to think of it, Jake. That's a good way to think of it.
Oh, yeah.
So think of it like, if you have a pet, right?
It's your
Duty to
obligation to
take
take
care of
care of it.
Yeah.
I've got a fish.
You have an obligation to make sure he
I
gets
slept.
fed and watered and, well, not your fish, but, like a pet.
Seriously.
It's dogs.
It's dogs.
Kill it.
Okay.
How many times has he killed those fish?
I dissected a fish today.
So if you feed and water would be your duties, you're saying? Would be obligation, or is it backwards?
I think it would
You
be,
have to watch.
their obligation is to take care of
Okay,
the pet.
the
Your
duty.
duty is to feed and water,
Okay,
right?
alright.
Does that make
You hear
sense?
You hear that?
Does that make sense, guys?
Well, you're listening,
That's an obligation.
so the obligation is to take care
Not
of
as an
your.
American.
So that's an example. So what would be your obligation in this country?
Feed yourself.
Maybe to obey the laws of the land
Oh,
yeah.
Duties.
is an obligation.
That's a duty because
That was
that's what you have to do.
So you have a duty not to break the law. You have an obligation to obey the laws of the land,
There you go.
maybe.
Whoa, look at this group.
You ready, Bryan?
Wait, the duties? Okay, obligation.
What duties and
You just said
obligations?
other one.
Do you want
Well, you
to
can't
make
give
it
me right now, mine.
No, you just said.
Pardon?
Does he need to be here right now, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be. After? Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
What does that say? This one? No. This one? Don't break the law.
Another duty is to pay taxes.
Can that also be an obligation?
Yes.
I think it could be. You have an obligation to pay taxes?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I don't think that's.
Would that be both?
I said feed yourself.
It's not.
I think you could probably put it in both boxes if you
Well, you
wanted.
can go on welfare and get food stamps, so you really are not feeding yourself. That's true.
Unless you have a garden and you do that.
It's pretty hard to live off food stamps.
Then you're feeding.
Okay,
Are you living off of food stamps?
okay, where are we at now?
Number 2.
Oh.
We have Homer.
Yes.
Well, what would it
What's
be
another
without
duty?
homework?
The whole
Awesome.
I put.
Awesome.
No, we should just like do this thing over
No,
several
obligation.
Wednesdays. Like
Yeah.
setting
Just
7 Wednesdays?
several.
There's no way.
Not seven.
Several Wednesdays.
Because this will probably only take us about 2 more. No, like 4 more.
There's 13 pages.
Come on, let's be realistic.
We're only on page 2 and it's 7:30.
Okay,
I think we should 3 weeks.
how's it coming, Cole? Okay, anything that makes sense? Okay.
If you really put your head, if you really put your body to it, then you can get this done in a week.
Spencer.
I'm still confused on what obligations.
So,